Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Where we last left off, we talked to a lot of people and we're still going to continue to do so. After we finish talking to Colin a little bit more.
Did you need something?
But we'll just start this one.
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest?
I can't say I was looking. Honestly, I was not good company back then.
Perhaps.
I might enjoy your company.
If I've made you think otherwise, I have so many responsibilities, and I would hope for your friendship, but cannot offer more.
Sure.
Did you need something?
Is there anything I should...
Not at present.
Alright.
Enough.
Talk to you later, Colin. Hey, Cassandra. Oops. Delayed sound.
Ugh.
Hey. You might need stronger dummies.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
Like maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them.
Sounds simple enough.
And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them.
Damn dummy, get out of the way, I can't
I
see.
only pray the price is not too high.
Oh, you had to.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I'm a Canary member, although it doesn't really matter, but I'll still say it. It's a unique one.
You're asking me.
You're not a follower of the Kyun. You could be. I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Hey. There you go. I want to talk to you some more. Come on, initiate the conversation.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
I'm not even going to look at you.
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you, but I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Okay.
No specific place. My mercenary band worked mostly in the free marches, however.
At least until you crossed the waking sea to reach the Conclave, I suppose. Tell me, do you consider the free marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'm a mercenary. Home is where I go.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Just being friendly.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish.
Yes.
My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne.
78?
I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
Bavarian?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family?
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
What happened to him?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Alright. Tell me about Navarra.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage.
They put you in a
My
cage?
uncle treated me like a
Were you speaking
porcelain doll to
figuratively?
be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
What?
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen
Whoa.
do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
What is a right hand
But
then?
what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things.
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in.
We're gonna
It
break
was
bones.
to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Be modest.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart, and there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause.
Cool.
They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the conclave.
You're still here, I guess.
I think you're a hero. No matter how you downplay it.
Fine. But it was 20 years ago. I will not rest upon my laurels.
Alright.
I'll let you get back to work.
I'm actually going to look at you this time.
Yes?
Talk about the Seekers.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long
dum,
ago,
dum.
when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
Who watched the Watchers?
So nobody ever watched over the Seekers?
It was the Divine's duty. But she could only do so much when the truth was hidden from her. The Templars have always feared us.
But who watches the
When
Watchers
a seeker
watching the
arrived at a
Watchers?
circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Doesn't everyone does that?
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
Okay.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some
Well.
Seekers use it to interrogate.
Don't use it on me, please.
Others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts.
Okay.
A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
You could put me through it. I suppose I could do it. I'm a canary after all. Rah!
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
Oh, was it one of those
I've no more
right of
questions.
annulment things? You killed every mage.
Yes?
The Chantry?
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Should it be
Do
safe?
you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
I do. Though I understand how someone born outside of human society might think otherwise. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry
I never said
has
it was
many good,
unachievable.
honest people. They just need direction
You just don't
and
say stuff like that
inspiration.
normally.
They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Okay.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new Divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the Conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
Okay.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. We shall one day judge my actions.
Thank
Alright, continue.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me, as there is no
Weapons and armor at the local blacksmith. Apprentice staff, pop the semi-onyx.
Expected you'd
Hello.
be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Bit odd.
It's not exactly what I'm used to.
Wrong time for style to dictate what you wear. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I was just saying that it doesn't fit that well because you're probably not used to making stuff for Qunari, which can be pretty big.
How did you come to be here?
Come from a little town called Lothering. Long gone now. I was in Redcliffe when the Darkspawn hit it during the Blight. Helped rebuild. Left when Royalty decided it was time to hand the place over to the bloody mages. Ended up here. Just missed the boom. Can't decide if I'm the luckiest son of a bitch walking or the exact opposite.
You're still walking. That's always good.
True enough.
Who outfits the Inquisition's soldiers?
Not me. I've got work to do. Can't be passing a sword to every blighter who signs up. If you
True.
want to help the troops, talk to Thren, the quartermaster. She'll set up requisitions.
Alright. Why do you need materials?
Does the Inquisition not have supplies to make armor or weapons?
Tough convincing traders to haul up here. Impossible to get them to risk the rare stuff, so that's on you.
Well,
What can you and your team make here?
Arms and armour. We work iron to blighted dragonbone, if you've got it. Our designs are simple, but they get the job done. You want something fancy, bring your own design. We'll see what we can do.
can you improve my equipment?
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Give me designs.
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple.
Apprentice
Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. We should have what you want just outside.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Right.
Modify some armor. And have some armor made. Right, there we go. Cool. Too bad I can't wear it. This is 63. It's different number. 5 different types of crafting slots: utility, offense, defense, damage, and armor. I don't think I read that before. Placing iron in offensive slot gives a bonus to melee defense, while putting it in the utility slot gives a bonus to strength. Okay. So it changes the colour. I'll go for the blue, I think. And that's just the stitching. We'll go for samite again. Alright, we can now equip that, I guess. Ooh. Yes, I'll equip that. Now we also have to equip the new stuff to the people. It looks funny. Here you go, you can have this, which looks badass. It looks badass. Solus, do we have anything for you? We do. We have this. Varric, you can have this, although it's not as cool looking, it still gives you better armor. Oops. No, we gotta... No, not that one.
You need something? Let me know.
Modify armor. Put this on, which is magic defense. And put some gloves on, that's cool. Take that off. Put it on here.
Right.
Alright. Okay, what can we make? Apprentice staff, dagger, yonker.
You need something? Let me know.
Don't think that yet. There we go. Actually changes the grip. Nice.
Right.
All ready to go. Now we can actually start looking around. Start looting things, because we've talked to everyone, we've done all the other stuff we need to do, so now we can just go around, looking around, trying to find some stuff.
Only the word, sing only the chant, then the golden city.
Gotta loot some iron. More iron. I think what I'll do is that I'll just show, for this last few bits, I'll just show the important areas, so then if you want to use this as a guide kind of thing, you can know where to go and find some stuff. I'll just show what's over here for the moment though. We got elf fruit. More elf fruit. Here's a door. It leads out, but we're not going anywhere yet, so... Ooh. And we could keep going up, but it just ends into a dead end, so I'm just going to go over here, grab this elf fruit, and then we'll go see if we can find that area that has those notes that apothecary guy is looking for. Dead nug. Loot it. Thank you. Find this little house near the village, which no one seems to have.
Might be something here.
Figure out.
Better take a closer look.
And here are Taken's notes. Easy peasy. Alright. We'll keep going for a little bit, because I can show you where the place that where there's a place that, blah, where the thing is that we need for the swords, which is not really that far away. It's just down here. Hello. Nice. I just did that so I can loot the body, but apparently I burned it up. So yeah, here's the logging stand. I actually had to find this on my second playthrough of the game, because I didn't know it was here. But yeah, this is where it is. It's not that far from where the village is, so you can just go north and then head here, which is just north of the frozen lake. So I shall stop here, and in the next episode we actually be doing some side missions. Off screen I will be going around this area collecting everything. There's nothing really other else here that's really important. It's just collectible items, resources. So like iron, elf root, mostly those two things. There are a few wildlife things you can kill as well, but nothing really else to look at. So until next time guys, where we actually be doing some stuff, this has been Majorshepard, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.